Okay, listen to me right now, because what I'm about to tell you is wild. Like, the kind of thing that makes you sit back and just go, wait, hold on, did ABC actually think we wouldn't notice this? Did they really think we wouldn't start picking this apart piece by piece? Because there is this one theory about 911 Nashville that's been blowing up online. And honestly, it would completely change how we look at the entire show. But here's the catch, it literally cannot be true. I'm serious. It's not just unlikely, it's physically impossible, unless ABC is actually lying to us. Now I know that sounds like a huge statement, but stick with me because this one is worth it. I want you to imagine something. You're watching the trailers for this new spinoff, you're seeing the characters. And suddenly you notice two of them, Ryan and Blue. At first, everyone kind of assumed they'd fill the will they, won't they gap, right? Like Buck and Eddie in the original 911, or TK and Carlos in Lone Star. That's how these franchises often work, they give us two characters, lots of chemistry. A little back and forth, and suddenly the fans are shipping them. Easy formula. But then, almost overnight, the internet decided to throw that theory out the window. Because suddenly fans started connecting dots. And those dots pointed to something way more dramatic. I'm talking soap opera level dramatic. The theory is that Ryan and Blue aren't love interests at all. Nope. Instead, they might actually be half-brothers. And I'll admit, the setup seems kind of perfect on paper. Blue's mom, Dixie, has this murky past. Don, Ryan's dad, shares a history with her. And from there, the whispers started. People thought, okay, maybe Blue is Don's secret kid. Maybe this is a family secret that's about to explode on screen. And honestly, if that were true, it would make for some insane watching. But here's the thing. On the surface, the theory works. In promotions and interviews, the showrunner has dropped these super vague hints. The kind that feel just juicy enough to keep fans guessing. Everyone's trying to read between the lines. And if you only look at the text, at the story setup, at the webs they've started to spin, you'd think it checked out. You'd think, yeah, this all makes sense. Except it doesn't. And here's why. Blue's eyes. Yeah, I said it. The whole thing falls apart because of his eyes. So let me break it down nice and simple. Blue is played by Hunter McVeigh. He's got distinctly brown eyes. Now, Dixie, his supposed mom, played by Leanne Rimes, she's got blue eyes. And Don, his supposed dad, played by Chris O'Donnell, also blue eyes. And if you know just a tiny bit of genetics, the recessive dominant setup, then you already know where I'm going with this. Two blue-eyed parents can't give birth to a brown-eyed child. Biologically, it doesn't work. It's like trying to make fire underwater, it's just not happening. And when I realized that, my jaw literally dropped. Because how many other people caught this? How many fans, in all this frenzy of trying to guess storylines, stop to think about something as simple as basic science? Like, it's right there in front of us. Double recessive blue genes can't spontaneously generate dominant brown eyes. That would be like rewriting biology. So the math doesn't add up. Which means either ABC never thought about it, or they've got something going on behind the curtain they're not ready to admit. And that's where all the suspicion comes in. Because yes, technically, they could make it work with TV magic. They got tricks. Contacts exist, actors can literally just change eye color for a role, it happens all the time. Or, maybe post-production just edits his eyes lighter. We've all seen weirder editing choices. So maybe that's their game. But here's what bothers me, why wouldn't they already do it? Why would they let the promo photos go out with Hunter's brown eyes front and center if they needed him to match? So then you've got two options, right? Option 1, they mess up. Like, Totally just didn't consider the science at all. Didn't think the fans would be detail-obsessed enough to notice. Which, honestly, feels hilarious because this fandom notices everything. If one shirt button is wrong, there's a Reddit thread about it. So that would be one massive oversight. Option 2? Well, option 2 is way juicier. Option 2 is that this wasn't a mistake at all. That the promos were designed to throw us off. That ABC is dangling this half-brother angle out there just long enough to let us run wild with it, only to pull the rug out later with a shocking reveal. And if that's true, if they're actually leaning into this, then the real question is, what are they hiding? Who is Blue's dad really supposed to be? And that's when things get really interesting. Because think about how they've set the stage so far. If Blue isn't Don's kid, that changes the entire underlying relationship web for Season 1. That means Dixie's past is still a locked box. And whatever's inside could be way darker or way more dramatic than anyone expects. Maybe there's another character waiting to be introduced who ties it all together. Or maybe this is ABC's way of reminding us not to trust the surface-level narrative. And honestly, that's what makes this so exciting. Like, yeah, I'm nerding out over genetics here, but it's not just about eye color. It's about everything that eye color represents. If Blue can't possibly be Don's son, then what else about this show have we been tricked into believing? What other little details are there that we haven't noticed yet because we're obsessing over the big picture stuff? So let me break it down super clear. Number 1, Ryan and Blue being siblings is scientifically impossible unless ABC does some TV magic. Number 2, either they missed that detail, or they planted it on purpose. And number 3, and this is the one that really matters, it means we don't fully know who Blue is yet. His entire arc, his entire place in this story, is still up for grabs.
And I've got to say, I love that. I love that tiny slip-ups, or tiny unexplained choices, can open up this whole conversation. Because it shows how invested people already are in 911, Nashville before it's even hit the fall lineup. That's the power of fandom. That's how theories get wild, get tangled, get dramatic. People care enough to obsess over details like eye color. People care enough to build Reddit threads and TikToks and fan videos speculating about half-siblings. That's community. Now here's the part where I get real with you. Shows like this, the 911 universe, they don't just entertain us. They give us people to connect with, relationships we want to root for, stories that feel weirdly personal even when they're fictional. That's why this matters. That's why we're here digging for meaning in genetics charts. Because we're not just casual viewers, we're invested. And ABC knows that. They're counting on it. So if they really are holding secrets this close to the chest, you better believe it's intentional. But the best part? We're in this together. Every single one of us watching, discussing, arguing, waiting. You're here because you want to feel that spark of discovery, that little rush of being ahead of the story. And I'm here because I know you get it. This isn't just a show, it's something we share. So let's keep talking, keep guessing, keep building this hype. Because when that first episode finally drops, and the truth about Blue finally comes out, we're all going to remember this moment when the fandom was flipping theories inside out like detectives solving a case. So do me a favor right now. If you've got your own theory about Blue, about Ryan, about Dixie and Dawn, drop it in the comments. I want to hear them. Let's crowdsource this thing. Maybe one of you out there has already nailed the truth. And if you think ABC is purposely messing with us, tell me why. I'll be reading and replying because you're not just viewers, you're part of this conversation with me. And hey, if you're as deep in this spiral as I am, don't forget to hit like. That tells me you want more breakdowns, more theory dives, more late-night overthinking session videos like this. And hit subscribe if you haven't already, because let's be honest, once the season starts, we're going to be doing this every single week together. You don't want to miss that. At the end of the day, the fun part isn't even whether this exact theory turns out true. It's the chase. It's the build-up. It's looking at a character's eyes and letting that spiral into entire Reddit essays. Because it's never just about eyes, it's about what they represent. Secrets. Lies. Drama. And let's be real, it's about us too. This whole community, this whole passionate, detail-obsessed, hype-driven fandom. That's what keeps bringing me back, and I hope that's what keeps bringing you back too. So buckle in. 911, Nashville is about to drop. And I don't know about you, but I can't wait to watch ABC try to keep their secrets from us. Something tells me we're going to catch every single one in the light.